The second time around.
Second time.
Oh, the first time didn't bother you?
I didn't even understand what crystals are. I was confused.
Crystal meth persuasion.
I didn't know crystals were also drugs.
Maybe what they were talking about.
Wasn't it some quartz?
Yeah.
Way back.
Sugar crystals,
back.
gold crystals,
Yeah.
crystal
Ormus
meth.
crystals.
We have
Ormus
crystals
crystals.
here on the opera.
Take that home.
Spin the ball.
spin
The
the
ball.
That's the only Bible Chris can think about.
Now you give a kiss Corky now.
Or Bullwinkle on the lips.
I would have swore you would go home and meditate before you beat your meat. Wouldn't you think? That's what we're going to talk about the second half of the class. The only reason we talked about Lenny was so that no one knew we were trying to hide anything. I didn't want to be accused of hiding anything. Is that fair?
Sure.
Are we trying to hide anything here? We're trying to be straightforward about everything, keep everything in the open.
Otherwise, this would be a hideout.
Right.
Hideout!
Hey,
It can't be a
A lot of this is
hideout.
here.
And so you don't want to come here and
This is here.
you don't want to come here while you're breaking the law because we'll tell on you, right?
Even if we hear say it.
Even if we hear say, we're streaming it over the internet. And if somebody doesn't pick it up,
But we just hear say it.
right? We weren't. I wasn't there when Lenny did all these.
I wasn't there either. Trust me.
But I
would have got on
sat
my-
right here and listened to him say it.
Here.
well, that's all I was trying to tell you a few minutes ago. I wasn't there for any of these activities
But he told you he did it.
in this environment. Yeah, not.
Yeah, but you knew that he did vending.
I knew that he did vending. Yeah.
You knew that the fire marshal got him.
Yeah.
You knew that he impersonated himself and forged documents to the insurance company to say that he was the owner of the policy and committed a felony.
Yeah.
He told you that, right?
He told me that.
And the insurance company told us that.
Yeah. Yeah. And he also told me that he is not. He has no laws looking for him. So.
Well, that's what he believes. Didn't he tell you that he bought crystal methamphetamine for a very young girl underage?
Yeah. Well, he paid for it.
He bought it.
Yeah, he didn't exchange the money. He gave it to her.
And she went into the place to buy it.
Technically, she exchanged the money.
Where did the money come from?
His pocket.
So he bought it, right?
Yes, he paid for it.
And then what did he do to her?
He had sex with her in the hotel for a weekend. So,
But he doesn't really know how old she was.
not exactly.
She started out at 13 and went to
It
19.
went to 13 to 15 to 19.
But she was really only 13. Anyway, so now that we got all of that out of the way, if someone isn't the place to come to commit crimes or tell about them, or if you're involved in them, and so everybody knows that, right, Edith? If your son-in-law comes here, we'll
Yeah.
turn him in.
I don't think he would come.
Okay. If any of those people over there at the Mormon church that do that kind of stuff come here, we'll tell on them.
All right.
Okay? Not fair, right?
It's,
Because there's some things that, even though, like back in Greece in the old days, 2,000 years ago or whatever it was, that it was legal to have sex with young boys. Today they put the Catholic priests in jail for doing that. And so you have to go by the laws of the society that you're involved in, even though you don't like them. And if you don't like them, move to Amsterdam or some other place. If you don't like them, move away.
Right.
But as long as you're in them, you got to obey them. It's sort of like you can put up all the 10 Commandments monuments you want, but you still got to allow the seven-some principles to be put next to them because that's what the Constitution says. If you allow one religion to put their statement in the park, you've got to allow all the religions to do it. You can't say the Buddhists can't do it. You can't say the Hindus can't do it. You can't say the Muslims can't do it. So it's best to keep your religion out of the government-owned property and put it on your church-owned property. All you'd like. You could put you could probably build a Tower of Babel on the temple grounds of your Christian temple with Ten Commandments monuments as high as you would like. Does anybody remember what the Tower of Babel was?
I have a book that has crop circles in it, and one of them is called the Ten Commandments, and it is merely a pyramid with 10 dots in it. Well, so if you just put a pyramid with 7 dots in it, maybe they will let that.
Oh, those guys tried to interpret it as that. Because those are the ones that said that that's what it was. Does anybody remember what the Tower of Babel was? Steve, you know the Bible. Tell them about what it is.
Mankind tried to build a building to reach into heaven where God lives. And God came down and taught everybody a different language, so they had a hard time building the building. They fought, eventually dispersed, and went to other places.
What was the tower built on?
The Tower of Babel? Stone?
Sand.
I don't know.
Built
In
on
the desert.
sand.
Wasn't there.
Everybody knows
Now,
that.
coincidentally, Tower of Babylon is Iraq.
Is it what?
Iraq.
Oh. Huh.
That's
I don't know.
Sand. It was built on sand.
Foolish
And
man
so
built
that,
his
and it
house.
says, and then it also goes on to say in those same sections of the Old Testament, don't build your house on a foundation of sand.
find a bedrock.
Find a bedrock.
Wise man builds his house on the rock.
Wait,
Foolish man builds his house on the sand.
And so you could build a Tower of Babel of 10 Commandments monuments as high as you would like, but it still isn't going to necessarily change all the founding fathers into Christians when they were Freemasons, no matter how many times you say it. They were all Freemasons. They weren't, and they attended the Christian church just to keep the heat off of them. They had to because they were being attacked. Just like the Pilgrims who fled from England saying, God, we don't want to belong to the Church of England. We want to practice our form of Christianity. We want to be a Quaker. We don't want to be a Church of England man. We don't want to be a Catholic. We don't want to have to be demanded by the government to sit in a court and make you put your hand on a Bible. We want to be able to put our hand on a Quran or a Bhagavad Gita and swear to Krishna or Allah, because it says in the Constitution that the church shouldn't establish, the church, the government shouldn't establish.
You said it right the first time.
The Church of America.
That was unfunny.
Shouldn't establish any religion. Shouldn't become an establishment of religion. Whether it be a Muslim religion, or whether it be a Hindu religion, or whether it be a Buddhist religion, or a Christian religion. Freemason religion because the Masonic order is a religion. It just so happens that Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, John Adams, John Hancock, all the founding fathers were Freemasons. And that's a religion.
And so was Joseph Stalin.
Joseph Stalin?
He was a Freemason as well, including the minister from England. What was his name during the World War II? Churchill.
Hitler?
Churchill was also.
Churchill was a Freemason. Anyway, there's been a lot of Freemasons around, and it just so happens that there was this person called Democracies from Greece. Democracies was his name. Democracies. And that's where democracy came from Greece and Rome. It didn't come from the Ten Commandments. Hello. Out there. Hello. Anybody who tells you it did is sort of trying to deceive you, and you have to become educated. I didn't see anything in the Ten Commandments that said democracy, did you?
Love thy neighbor as thyself. That makes everybody equal.
It says what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself. That makes everybody equal.
It doesn't talk about democracy.
No. But
Love thy neighbor as thyself is in the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
it's
The
everywhere.
Ten Commandments came out of the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Mm.
Did you know that?
No.
Oh, yeah. Came out of the writings of Anani. Long before the Jews came around.
Really?
Yeah.
Almost word for word.
Wow.
Word for word.
Well,
How about that?
I wonder if that Jews know.
Yeah, no, if they want to know, they can know. But they may not. Word for word it is. Right out of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the
Well,
Ten
that's-
Commandments.
it's Moses.
If those Christians knew, as much as they hate the Egyptians, that they knew that the Ten Commandments came out of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, if they would read it, it's word for word.
Well, Moses came from Egypt too, so did he know?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You got
See how smart I am?
it. So Joseph.
You win a cookie.
You need Tuthmosis?
Huh?
Ding, ding, ding.
Isn't Moses Tuthmosis?
Yeah. Hi there. You're a bugger. Wait. Not 3 in the morning. Come on. Keep you up. If you do it at 3:30, you got it on. No toes on the eyes. He puts his feet on my eyeballs. He sits down and looks at me for a while, and then he puts one foot on one eyeball, and then
I can see it.
and he says, "Get up. Let's go
I can
play."
see it.
He's probably just trying to keep me young. It's really amazing how this country got formed. And it was something that I heard that was a very profound statement. Even though Clinton got a blowjob in the White House. I mean, who else could Clinton get a blowjob in the White House, you know? But the girl that gave it to him, geez, I would have picked something different than her.
Make it worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Could have been somebody out of Playboy or something like that. You know that? No, not that one that married the guy for $90 million. She's really bad too. But it could have been somebody normal, you know.
It'd be better to get a lap dance by Marilyn Monroe.
Right, exactly. Or a blowjob from a reincarnated Marilyn Monroe. But like Kennedy did, you know. Boy, the rules really changed. Kennedy could do what he wanted to do, and then all of a sudden Clinton couldn't get a blowjob, and they were both Democrats. Clinton said, don't worry about it. Everything goes in cycles. We're in a real conservative state right now. Everything will swing back to a more normal state. And everybody will realize what's been going on, like during the Nixon years, when these Republicans had a hold on everybody's pocketbook and mind. And give it a chance. Don't get too caught up in one decade or 2 decades or whatever. It all swings back. And you sort of have to look at history and say that's how it happens. You look at the McCarthyism, and people were so outraged with it when he tried to do normal people who were just trying to be real people, and he called them communists. Now it's legal to be a communist, right? God, they were going to put him in prison or something for being a communist back then. And that was just back in the 40s, wasn't it? Or 50s? Or something like that. That's just 60 years ago. So it's pretty amazing what can happen in 60 years. In a universe that has a lot of flux in it. And everybody, every century they claim, oh God, the world's coming to an end, or like the year 2000, oh, the world's coming to an end, and all that kind of stuff. And how often do they have one of these pandemics?
It's been like 60 or 80 years.
Every 60 or 80 years, half the people in the world die from a pandemic. And it's been going on. There's nothing new. Like, when Mount Vesuvius blew up and Pompeii happened and all the people got buried and they're digging up their thing, and the Wasatch Fault fell 11 feet within the last 250 years. They don't know exactly when it happened, but they said when it fell, that 11 feet, that the ground level right here went up 30 feet and down 20 feet below this level in 1 minute.
250 years,
Huh?
250.
Within it could have happened 100 years ago.
Right.
No, it wasn't 100 years ago. There were people here 100 years, but within the last 250 years, it went up 30 feet above the surface level, and then down 20 feet below that, and then it shook for about 7 minutes after that, and everything liquefied and sunk into the valley.
And it's past due to happen again. Past due.
Oh yeah, way past.
Way past due.
I hope I'm in there when it comes next.
Pretty sure earthquake insurance.
Yeah.
I don't think earthquake insurance will do much, for there'll be nobody around to pay.
Right.
Or to
Anyway.
collect.
Yeah, or to collect. It'll be all the way from the point down there by St. George all the way up into Idaho someplace. It's called the liquefaction front, the Wasatch Fault. Like the one over in Missouri, God, in the late 1800s they had one there, didn't they? The Madras Fault. They said there were 6 earthquakes they felt in New York. Put away your phone.
Really? He was trying to do a camera shot, I think.
Of who?
I took
Who
the camera.
knows?
I took
Oh, I thought he was going to take somebody's crotch like Chris does in the elevator.
kidding.
Chris holds his telephone underneath the girls' skirts in the elevator and takes pictures of them to see if they have underwear on or not.
Puts it on his shoes so he can...
Yeah, put mirrors on
And
top.
pushes the button.
No.
Oh, come on. You told me you did that, didn't you?
No.
What'd you tell me?
What are those things that they use?
I don't even have a camera of any kind.
Oh, you told me you saw some girl's bottom in a camera, in a phone.
I told you that a woman offered to show me her breasts in a freight elevator.
No, you said her bottom in a freight elevator.
Her breasts.
No, not her breast, her bottom. Naked, shaved. You told me it was shaved.
Oh, she
And
showed
you-
me.
and
She
you
showed me a
looked at
picture.
it.
She showed me a picture.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
She said, "Would you like
It's
to
like
see
a Lenny story. What are you talking about? How old was
Shell
she?
game?
How old is she?
Yeah.
36,
Oh, you
37.
sure she wasn't 16?
Positive.
Okay.
And out of the blue, she says, Hi, would you like to see this?
No, this is a woman I work with.
Oh, you worked with her.
Well,
Oh,
how did you work her?
Hey, it takes two to tango.
okay.
That's not an excuse.
It takes two to tango.
Sometimes people take advantage of other people.
Yeah, I took advantage of this 36-year-old woman with 100 children and 1,000 lovers. And
Maybe she took advantage of you.
that's what I think.
So it just
Edith, can I ask you a question?
You always do.
You promise to be honest?
Well,
no.
well, I can't help it but being honest.
Okay, raise your hand like this and say,
Oh,
I swear
no.
to be
Not
honest.
swear.
Say, I swear to be honest.
Not
Be a
again.
mason
It's
now.
against the law to swear. You know, like this.
But will you be honest?
I'll try.
You'll try. Oh no. Can you believe this?
There's a slippery slope.
Not again. Where shall I sit?
Have you ever taken advantage of anybody in your whole life, in any way at all? I have.
You have. Why?
Because I can remember when I was playing football, you know, and there was this guy on the other side that I knew that he couldn't catch me. And so when they hiked the ball to me, I ran around the end and made a touchdown. And I took advantage of him because I knew he was supposed to be the one that was going to catch me.
That wasn't taking advantage of.
Yes, it was, because I knew that he couldn't catch me, so I took advantage of him.
Took
Called
advantage
strategy.
of that.
Right.
A
It was
strategy.
called, that was taking
No.
advantage of him.
No, I wish I could have known about strategies in business also, but I would still be on a guilt trap. And
What
that's
kind of
why
trap?
I'm not
A
succeeding.
goat trap?
Guilt.
A guilt trap.
Oh, a
you
guilt
know,
trip.
Guilt
Let's set a guilt
It
trip.
has been done to me all the time.
Oh, people take advantage of you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the real question was. I didn't dare ask you that question because I thought you would say that they did.
Oh, yeah.
But people take advantage of you every day?
Oh.
Are you an innocent animal in the forest?
Well, it's not every day, but
Every-
sometimes I can't.
Have you ever found yourself in the forest and seen the big bad wolf? No, I mean, have you ever felt like you've been in the forest and the big bad wolf was there?
Yeah, you know that.
Okay.
What's so funny?
I like
It
that.
was
I like
fun.
that story. I
It
like
was
it. I like it. I
fun.
like it. I like it. I like it. Just a second. Let me explain it. Just relax for a second. There's nothing funny about it. There's nothing funny about it. I like it. I'm just telling you why. Give me a chance. Can you imagine being in the forest?
Uh-oh. She's beating up on you.
Hey, that's a massage in my butt.
Oh, no. Oh, too much information.
Can you imagine being in the forest?
It's on camera. We're going to put an X on this.
Can you imagine being in the forest? Here comes the big bad wolf. That was Big Bad Wolf.
That was?
No, he starts out that way.
Oh.
He's hiding behind the tree. He's going,
See, this is strategy.
I see.
he's like that. And what's that sound like? Like someone trying to kiss a bird, right?
Okay.
That's what I say to Coco and Lately every morning when I chew up these almonds. I run over and go, "Oh, Coco and Lately, we just got almonds." They go, "I don't know." I go, I stick my tongue out and they bite the almond off my tongue. I say, Are you guys giving me bird flu, or am I giving you something else? Ooh. Can you imagine being in the forest and the big bad wolf hides behind a tree and says, does the big bad wolf, does the big bad wolf bite you or do something else to you?
Ow. I heard that.
Do you love fart?
Who was it?
I don't have to have earphones for that.
You get the echo now through the earphones?
Does the big bad wolf bite you or do something else to you? Edith?
You want a metaphor?
Yeah. It's a metaphor.
That was a metaphor, Al.
I think I got swallowed up out in one bite.
The big bad wolf swallows you right up?
Yeah, I think so. That's a metaphor.
He's like a shark?
That's a metaphor.
I saw a girl on TV today that got bitten on the leg by a shark.
Yeah, that one,
Yeah.
Recently? This just happened? Or-
She got
I've
away.
seen that.
She got away. It pulled her under.
Had like bite marks all over.
Bite his tail. Or
What do you think about the big bad wolf, Cammy? Cammy usually tells the truth. Cammy's sort of in the middle of this whole story. The thing that's interesting about Cammy is in the middle. She's not too young. She's not too old. Sort of been there and done that and did this, right?
I guess so. I've had my run-ins with the big pebble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he hide behind the tree?
Oh, yeah.
What
Get
did he?
behind a lot of things.
What did he say?
Oh. A lot of anything I wanted to hear.
Oh, and so
Yeah.
it was something. Wait a second here. Let's stop. It was something you wanted to hear,
Yeah.
and so you invited it.
Oh, of course.
It was an invitation,
It was open access. It was
and
really
so you played a role
yes,
in the
absolutely.
forest.
Absolutely.
And so this is the story of the big bad wolf in the forest, and Cammy played a role.
Mhm.
And so it's a stage or a play on the stage of life. Shakespeare wrote about it,
I
right?
was calling Big Bad Wolf. Big Bad Wolf.
Where are you?
Yep.
And what did
You
he
bet.
say?
Oh God, he said anything I wanted to have him say. You're so beautiful. You're so amazing. I just want to be with you. I love you so much.
I like it. Say more.
Exactly.
Pretty. More.
Yeah.
Please, quick. Quick, I'm starving.
One more.
Oh, let's see.
Jesse.
He's doing it.
Jesse likes it.
Yeah.
Jesse likes the big bad wolf story.
Oh.
Jesse does it on me every morning. He's the big bad wolf.
So you want to partake in this, huh?
I just said I was innocent. Hey, if you had his paws on your eyes, you'd like it too.
Jesse, come on.
Look at him. I mean, if you saw those, look
I
at him.
know, but then you complain. Oh, this cat woke me up, and I
Wait a
busy in
second.
the morning.
Wait a second.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Look how furry they are.
Is that an excuse?
Look how furry they are.
Uh-huh. Wag the dog.
Wait a second. Everybody's looking.
Look at his
Look
eyes.
at his eyes.
Big bad eyes.
Eyes
Ooh.
open. Look at those eyes.
Ah.
So
You don't want to perform anymore? Okay.
Can I lie down?
No.
No, yes. Yes, no. You say goodbye,
know I'm
and I say
Jesse's going to lay down. Look. See? Jesse. Look at that cat. Can you believe what a performer he is? And so you did what?
I called for the big red bull.
And what did he say in return?
Anything he thought I wanted to hear. It was a mutual arrangement.
Do you think there's any accidents in creation?
No.
Do you think it was an accident that Lenny signed up at the fire captain's mother's house?
No.
God, can
How
you
could it
believe
be?
it, Al?
You know,
That is too weird, don't you?
the
I mean, you could win the mega lotto
Yeah.
50 times on
no
that
kidding,
one.
no kidding. Yeah, Powerball time.
And he ran, and he was on the run, and they were after him with the 50 caliber, and he landed in the foxhole with the demo.
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
The irony is unbelievable.
Pardon?
The irony of the whole story is just
Just unbelievable,
It is.
isn't it? It's time.
it's off the charts and the odds are
And his eyeballs keep on getting bigger every time.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. What do you think, Bullwinkle? How's the answer? He says, you want to be a good Mountie? You know? And come to the rescue of the damsel in the forest that the big bad wolf is after.
Well, it depends on all your perspective, isn't it?
Right. So that he could take advantage.
Well, he's-
After the big wild wolf was gone, he could jump on the damsel.
I saved you.
I saved you.
That's sort of
My,
like a wolf, too.
my turn.
Hey.
My turn. My turn.
Oh, save me.
My turn. Right, Jesse?
Oh, perfect.
Butt up.
Yeah, save that. Right.
Jesse knows who he is. He's been sleeping with him. Bullwinkle's been sleeping in the house she built, you know, inside, with cats that go in there and in the beds and play, and then on the bed and everywhere he's been nicking around so that all the cats get to his truck. The only way you can get off the stage of life is to meditate. And Chris, you went home and masturbated instead. God. Jesus. It was really amazing. I got up early this morning because I like Jesse getting me up in the morning. Because he's so much fun. Or I wouldn't get up. I'd throw him off the bed. Like I got called on. But and because he has such soft toes, he is such a nice person to be with and spend time with. All the kitties are, especially the little sparrow we have in there with the nest that came out of the tree. That was sort of a real bizarre thing, wasn't it? The nest came out and the sparrow mummified together. But after being hectic day and welding the wire and everything, I'd forgotten about all the things and cleaning everything up, and everything came together at the last end and everything. I went in and I thought, God, I got to meditate for an hour. I meditated for a half hour, and it was like, God, it was like sleeping for 2 days. It was unbelievable. Meditation, when you stop your mind. I don't know what the physiology of it is, but it's sort of like everything that has been built up in your body. I don't know if you've all noticed that after you meditate, you're able to pee a lot. That sort of like all the toxins come out of your body and everything. Like as soon as you finish meditating, you got to go to the bathroom. You just pee like 2 quarts of water, and everything comes out. And everything's gone. You jump in the shower and you wash it off. Everything's gone. Sort of like you're reborn. I think, my opinion, that going through the bardo or the in-between is like a meditation. From long play you've been on in this life? In fact, I know it is because last night I saw it. It was really interesting. And you see your next life, a glimpse of it, when you meditate every time. Every time you meditate, you see your next life, just a glimpse of it, maybe a fraction. But the longer you can stay in the meditation, the more you'll see of your next life. Because if you're really in the meditation, it's so silent that you come out of this life and you come out of destiny and you totally drop out of it and you go back to that center cylinder of evolutionary absolute time, that center point, not the circle where time is, but you drop back to absolute time. There is no time or space. And in there you see your next move forward. You touch it, you smell it, you feel it. But the longer you can stay in the meditation, the more you'll see of it. And when you go in to the orgasm, when you leave this life, that'll be the meditation that takes you to it. And if you can go into it in such a way that you surrender to letting someone hold your hand and taking you there, you can create it in such a way that you don't get stuck with so much junk, so many obstacles, so many wolves in the forest.
I know.
Behind the tree.
I know, they don't scare me anymore.
There won't be any.
No.
There won't be a moment of indecision, finding your way from point A to B. Because there won't be a point A or B. And you can relax into it. I know that it's just words. But once you experience it and find it, and you fall into it, it's your being. You're in it. It's your orgasm. And it's so silent, but it's so loud. So small, but it's so large. But it's all of those things put together so they dissolve themselves into nothing. It's the nothingness. It's the nothing. I know everybody wants the everythingness, but it's the nothing, nothingness. Nothing, 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 nothingness.
I can't stop breathing here, I'm telling you. This place is fucking-
There is nowhere, is there? Nothing. Nothing. Both high and low. When you put them together, it's not anything